Many people wonder how to earn an income without working a 9-to-5 job. Being able to support yourself is an excellent way to increase your sense of security. Many people have chosen this route either by necessity or by desire. So, how can you earn $100,000 a year at home? You came here for the truth. Let's get into it right away. This is John Kohler. He operates the YouTube channel Growing Your Greens, and he has two videos that I want to make note of. One is how to grow microgreens in your home and make $100,000 plus a year, and the second is how to make $100,000 farming half acre you don't own. So he interviewed this individual here, and essentially this person lives in a suburban area. He rents the neighbor's lawn to be able to grow his own crops on it, and doing so allows him to actually make this level of income. He sells the crops, cash crops, the ones that do the best, to the nearby restaurants and makes a living out of it. That's just one example. There are others, of course. And then to go to the first one here, I'll show you exactly. So he went to this individual's house, typical suburban house, a small house in fact. There's this one room within that house is his entire operation. And he makes $100,000 a year doing so. So this individual has a disability, and as such, he decided to produce an income from home. He could stay home and deal with his own issues. This started small. He started selling to the restaurants nearby, and it grew and grew until he totally maxed out this one room. And as you can see, it is quite an intricate operation, but it didn't start there. It started very small, and it grew, and now he's able to produce an income for himself, a very good income, in fact. Now, surely, doing something like this, you would probably need to get some sort of inspection done. You need to get some sort of certifications. That's all fine. Whatever your costs are, that they will ultimately quickly be paid back. And what's important to note with this is that maybe when you first start out, you don't have to get all that. You could just do this maybe with your next door neighbor, and you can start from there, maybe family members or whatever. But when you want to operate it as a business, well, then you can, of course, have to deal with all of the legalities of everything. When you want to get free seeds, for example, you can go to a website like Kijiji or Craigslist, and there are always opportunities to get things like that. People are just trying to get rid of stuff on there. You can go to your local nursery and find a lot of this stuff for free. You can do that if you just ask around. Maybe go to different farms. You can probably get a little things here and there. So this is a good option for a lot of people, that they can do this out of their own home, even if the home that they live in is small. This is all year round because, of course, it's indoors. And this would be a great thing even for yourself to do, to grow, to be able to eat this on your own. I think this is really great. It's good news to find something like this. Of course, not everybody wants to do this, but it's an option for some. This here is John Kohler. This is his backyard. I just wanted to show you this, that he's able to grow food on his own property, and this is in the desert. I believe it's Las Vegas, but essentially just showing you that you can grow a lot of your own food at home. Maybe it's for your own consumption. You want to be more self-sufficient, or maybe you want to sell that food, and you can do so with essentially zero upfront costs. There are a lot of people who will give you the seeds and everything, or the food that you're eating, it has seeds in it, you can plant it there. And if you live in a cold environment, hang in there for a moment. Looking at this, you can get a lot of these materials for free, different pieces of wood and things that you would need to build. You can get that for free. A lot of it is available. Just look on Kijiji, look on Craigslist. Drive around your town. I'm sure that they have a lot of those things laying around sometimes that people are willing to just give away. Then we get into this. I've mentioned it before. I think it's very, very important to look at this channel. This is 1 Yard Revolution. He is in the Chicago area and is actually able, you can see this down here, to grow food year-round outdoors. I always see the criticisms of people saying that they live in a cold environment, you can't do this. Well, here is proof. With a simple do-it-yourself hoop house, which is basically a greenhouse, he was able to grow all year round. Now you have to grow the right crops, you can't grow just anything, but using this, he's able to do that. And this is a really good channel to check out if you're interested. All of the different crops that he does, he shows you, gives you very good descriptions, very easy. He's a sort of a good speaker as well, very natural. This here shows you harvesting sweet potatoes in zone 5. We're talking about cold climates here, and you're still able to produce a lot of food. This is something, again, you can use for yourself or you can sell as a business. Looking at this, DIY Homestead Projects, another great website, because a lot of people are looking into going off-grid. This individual, and the reason I bring this up is I've often faced criticisms that buying land is very expensive. Well, this individual is in the desert in the US, bought land, $40,000 for 40 acres, if I'm not mistaken. It's in the middle of nowhere, essentially, and an hour away, I believe, from the city, and there's nothing much around. But he's able to set up from the ground an entire off-grid homestead for himself. He's got his solar panel right back here. In this direction here, I believe it is, he's got his rainwater catch system, which ends up flowing into the rainwater bins. Here he's got some gardening happening. He has his tiny house, which is totally off-grid, compost toilet, everything else. He's got this fenced-in area to keep himself safe and secure, and he's able to provide everything he needs, minus the food. He's working on that portion, but basically from the ground up. There was nothing when he got there, just sand, just dirt. And he's slowly but surely getting to all of the different options. That's something that people need to think about. He took $40,000, he bought himself a big piece of land, and he's going to build it from the ground up. So key, so important that with such little money, you can do a lot. Maybe you don't want to live in the desert. That's fine, but there are options for people. That's what I'm trying to get to here. And then look at this here, last but not least. This here is Jake Mace. Jake Mace, his channel is called Vegan Athlete, but his name is Jake Mace. He's got this incredible urban garden, and it's really amazing to see it, because within this garden, he has, and by the way, it's not necessarily a standard sized backyard, but it's a reasonable sized backyard. He was able to actually increase the temperature of his backyard by 15 degrees. I believe he was using Fahrenheit, 15 degrees Fahrenheit over the rest of the environment. He actually created a microclimate in his own backyard, growing papaya in the Phoenix area, if I'm not mistaken. He's doing this in part, just to give you a little insight here, he took piles and piles and piles, I believe it's 2.5 to 3 feet thick, of wood chips, let them decompose, and that actually created like a forest type environment in his own backyard. He's able to grow a lot of crops. He started off by just planting one plant, grew more and more and more, and he's eating primarily from his own house. Now think about how your food bill would be if you can grow a lot of that food in your own backyard. You could do the same thing. You could sell that, earn an income from it. Or you can share it with your friends and family and neighbors and everyone else. So that's all for this video. I just wanted to give you some ideas of how to produce your own income, how to reduce your expenses, and I think it's a great option for a lot of people. You wouldn't need much experience other than starting off on your own. You could do that today. So that's all. If you found it informative, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more of this type of video, then you got to check out my channel, The Money GPS. Scroll down to the bottom and you will see the Money GPS how-to and solutions. So I'm going to be adding to this playlist consistently, and you'll see new videos popping up there all the time. different topics within that, but just trying to empower people. So you can check that out at The Money GPS. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well, as I do videos every single day. Take care.